their clients face. Taxation Solutions have programs to stop the IRS and help you solve your IRS debt, IRS audit, innocent spouse, IRS seizures, offers, and compromise. Taxation Solutions are the leading experts in the industry. They look at each case objectively and honestly to help their clients identify the best solution. Call today for peace of mind and a free consultation at 786-600-4351. Don't stick your head in the sand anymore. Call now, 786-600-4351, or go on their website, taxationsolutions.net. Call 786-600-4351. At the law firm of Bilu and Bilu, we can help you if you are facing foreclosure. Don't lose your home due to foreclosures by the bank or mortgage company. Call the law offices of Bilu and Bilu at 954-596-0669. You have rights and we can help you exercise them. At Bilu and Bilu, your first consultation is always free. If your home is underwater or you are behind on your mortgage and you're confused about what to do, we can help. Call our office today, 954-596-0669 or 1-877-BILU-LAW. That's 1-877-BILU-LAW. At Bilu and Bilu, our lawyers have more than 20 years combined experience in real estate law. The banks have lawyers, and so should you. The lawyers at Bilu and Bilu can help you modify your loan or apply for a short sale while they defend your case in court. Contact the lawyers at Bilu and Bilu today so you can sleep easy tonight. Your home is your castle. Trust the professionals at Bilu and Bilu to defend it for you. The law office of Bilu and Bilu handles foreclosure defense in Broward and Palm Beach and all 67 Florida counties. Call the law offices of Bilu and Bilu today at 954-596-0669 or visit us on the web at bilulaw.com. That's BILULAW.com.
Hey, we are back. Hey, listen, we're with you every Thursday now, 5 to 6 drive time. We've been trying to get this time for the last year, and we have another good friend on with us today. If you are going through a foreclosure problem, if you short sale, you are going to love this show because ask the experts, and we can say it. He can't. We have the expert, Gil Bilu of Bilu and Bilu, and wait till you hear this guy. I mean, he knows his trade. He is so good. And if you have a friend that's maybe going through foreclosure and bankruptcy, we're going to talk about your new business today, too.
All right, here we go. So first of all, I want to welcome everybody to 2016. We've got the new drive time. Apparently, this is the Slit Your Wrist edition of Ask Me. We're going from tax problems to mortgage problems,
yes.
right? But, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. And there's a lot of things I want to talk about today. A lot of things we want to talk about here today. One thing, we're always talking about foreclosure we're talking about short sales a lot from our seller's perspective. But hopefully some of you out there listening are in the position to be buying these short sale properties. Well, I've got a unique proposition for you. I've got a great proposition for you. How would you like to make the seller's bank pay your settlement costs?
What?
It's a new program we've been working on where, we've been doing it the last 6-7 months. It was kind of in a beta. We said, hey, let's try it, see if it works, right? That's the way we do things. And what we found a way that, look, trade secret, not releasing it. But what we basically do is we negotiate with the banks to not only pay, obviously take less money than they're owed from the seller, but we're also getting them to incentivize our buyers by paying all or a portion of the buyer's closing costs.
And how much could that possibly be? I know it depends on the price of the house.
It depends on the price. Usually we're looking for most of our buyers savings in the area of around $1,500 to $2,000.
Nice.
Yeah. We're happy to do it. It works great for our buyers. And, you have to understand, right, the short sale process, it's a long process. I wish it was easy. People are like, okay, I got a contract. When can we close? And, when you're buying a regular sale, when you don't have to negotiate with a bank, even if you're taking out a mortgage, you're looking at 45 days, 30 days, 28 days, I think is the record we've set with the new lending rules that are in effect. But you're still waiting some time. When you're dealing with a short sale, we've got to get information from the seller. So we've got to get them to fill out some forms, which we usually have them fill out ahead of time, right? And we've got to then apply to the bank and send them documentation like pay stubs and tax returns and bank statements. And then we got to wait for the person who collects it to make sure they've collected it all. And that can take time because they're backlogged on files. And then we've got to wait for the person who collected it to send it to the person who looks at it. And then the person who looks at it has to send it up to a negotiator. And then the negotiator has to look at it. And then once the negotiator looks at it, she has to get it approved by the investor. And then the investor sometimes has to go another level up to approve it. And then at the end of the day, if it's closing under one of the government programs, which are still around the HAFA program, the Home Affordability Foreclosure Alternative Program, then it's got to get approved by the Justice Department. So, we're looking at sometimes anywhere in the area
Why
of
is
90
the Justice
days.
Department involved?
Well, there are so many settlements, right, that are involved in the funds to pay for these things and to get our sellers their incentives. We get our sellers some money in closing as well. We try to send everybody away happy, or at least as little unhappy as possible. But the translation is this can sometimes take anywhere between 3, 6, 9 months. I had one that took 18 months. I had several that have taken a long time, and it's because we stick to it and we keep fighting and we don't give up that we eventually get them closed. But, we said, well, how do we get these buyers to hang on? We said, look, guys, I understand. We appreciate your being really patient. And, while we're fighting the bank to approve the seller, we're also going to fight the bank to make sure that you stick in there. And we're going to see what we can do to get them to give you an incentive by paying some of your closing costs. And we've had a lot of success with it so far. And it's something we're really pushing to all of our real estate investors. It's a really attractive opportunity also for our cash buyers. But we have no problem doing it. And, this was really kind of the test. This is why we didn't roll it out wide scale yet, is because under these new lending rules, we had to make sure we were able to get it done. Because it's one thing if I can get the selling bank to approve a credit to my buyer. But what happens if the bank that my borrower is borrowing money from doesn't allow them to get that credit, right? So we had to work out specifically how we were going to do these disclosures, how we were going to get it disclosed. We start working with the lenders, with the loan officers, with the mortgage brokers at the very beginning of the process so that everybody's eyes are open. We know what's going on. We see what's happening. And if there are any potential pitfalls, we address it early and we fix it. And for 99% of them, it's been great. We had one that worked out to be a little bit of a problem, and we were still able to get it worked out. We had to push, we had to massage, we had to work. We had to keep everything going where it needed to be. If you've got questions about it, give me a call, 954-596-0669. For those of you that were just watching on the web, hit that little rewind button. It was just on the screen. You can check us out on the web, www.bilulaw.com. That's BILULAW.com. You can follow me on Twitter. I'm a lot of fun at GBilu. That's GBILU. You can check us out on Facebook, Facebook.com/Bilu Law. I think that's what it is. If you search Bilu Law on Facebook, you'll find us. If you want to find us, we're there. Any information you want, a little more information about me and the other attorneys that we're working with, you can certainly get that on our website, a little more background so that when you come in, you feel a little more educated. You've come in knowing what you're talking about. I love it when a client comes in and they really have taken the time and effort to educate themselves on the process. So I'm not giving them the basics and giving them a lot to walk home and think about, but they come in and go, okay, I read about this, I read about that. Which of these is going to be better for me? From what I read, think it's going to be A. And I love it when a client's right. That means we did a good job teaching when we put that website together. And there's a lot of valuable information.
I got to brag on you about something. I know somebody who came to you, and he's not a deadbeat, but
Yeah.
you kept him in his home for 3 years.
Nah, I know what you're talking about.
I mean, listen, if you think about the person and what you did, I mean, that is incredible.
Right. And, that happened to be the situation that this guy was looking for. And one of the things we really pride ourselves on is we sit down with our clients and we find out what your best solution is going to be. If it's going to be a bankruptcy, if it's going to be, I have some clients that they just want it, boom, done, let's get this over with. Like, I don't want to stay in the house. I don't want to have the debt. I don't want to sit and fight this foreclosure suit and rack up my legal bill. No, look, I'm not going to lie. I like it when the legal bills rack up. Man, it's good for
That's
me.
what you do for a living.
Right, but
You were in the business.
well, no. See, here's what it is, right? We are. This is one thing the Florida bar always stressed, and I got to say, I just turned 40, and I finally am starting to understand it, right? We're not a business; we're a profession, and I was like, yeah, whatever, right? But at the end of the day, we have to have our client's best interest at heart, and there are foreclosure defense attorneys out there who don't. We do. It's part of the reason we offer such a comprehensive scope of services. That's why we're not just defending the foreclosure. If you want us to negotiate your short sale, we're not doing speech therapy. If you want us to negotiate your short sale, we can do that. If you want us to help you on your loan, we actually, I got to give props to my assistant Vanessa. She worked she got her first loan out of the year on Tuesday. Been working on it for 6 months. This guy's tragic situation, right? I mean, his wife passes away. She was the one who took care of the books. He stopped paying. He had a heart attack. No one to take care of him. Like, it was just a mess. He came in. He's like, I'm in foreclosure. I'm losing a house. I don't know what to do. I said, look, we're going to defend your case, right? So we start defending the case. We start working on the loan mod. He's got okay income. I said, look, so I'm not saying it's a slam dunk. I'm saying with a little hard work, documentation, persistence, we may be able to get you into a loan modification. We've been working with him. We're set for trial. Trial set for next week, and he was just in my office yesterday bringing the last of the documents we need, or not yesterday, Monday. The last of the documents he need, we get it over to the bank by Tuesday. Like, great, that was what we needed. We needed to say, I think it was his W-2s for last year or whatever it was. He brought it to us. We got it to the bank. They turned around and the next day, we say, here's, this is his loan modification. This is what the new payments are going to be. We're going to put them on a trial plan. It was mailed out. They called it. We spoke to them on Wednesday. They said it was mailed out on Tuesday. So, now this was a situation that, look, it was not a bad case to take to trial. It was not a great case to take to trial. They're always going to vary. It certainly wasn't one of my slam dunks. But it was a case that more, the client, I don't think had the stomach for trial. I think at the end of the day, my client had been like, look, just get me some time. I'll move, whatever. And I'm much happier to now be able to tell this client who's really just had a horrible run the last 2 years that, hey, man, you're keeping your house. Your payments are lower. You get to stay there. We helped you get your life back on track. We're going to help them with some debt problems once this is done. I think we might have to do a bankruptcy. We're going to help this guy out. Why? Because that's what we do. We're not just done when we're done with that first modification. If you need other help, we're there. And that's, another thing and we've been talking about lately. There's life after foreclosure. There's life after bankruptcy. Now you've gotten yourself back together and you need a good lawyer. Well, we're good lawyers. We take a lot of the skills that we've learned doing foreclosure, and they're equally applicable to a lot of different areas of law. And especially I'll tell you, being on the defense side, right, where I can't say that I go in and defend a case just to waste time. On the same token, it's a strategy.
Gil, you are very good at defending people in court. I mean, this guy is so humble.
Right.
And I think, what? When someone goes to hire an attorney, they shouldn't just think about what he can do for me now. What if it is going to go to court?
Right.
You got to have a bulldog in there because these banks sure do.
Absolutely. There more and more of these banks, attorneys at foreclosure mills are closing down. Which really, it's Darwin, I'm not going to get into the whole theory of, I'm not going to get into whether I believe in evolution, but, the idea of survival of the fittest is the law firms that operate the best are the ones that are still around. The ones that had the sloppiest operations are the ones that have closed down. And I know some excellent attorneys that worked at a lot of those firms, and now the cream of that crop has gone to the other firms that have stuck around. And, partially there's a decrease in volume. Partially there's lender dissatisfaction because there are so many great foreclosure defense attorneys that have really done a great job. And I say, you say I'm great, and I am great, but I can't do it all on my own. There are a lot of great attorneys that I've learned some wonderful things from, and there's a lot of great attorneys that I've shared my knowledge with. And, together we make a much stronger team helping the citizens of South Florida. And so now there are strong ones in court. So I have a case recently. It's a corporate case. I'm working with it's a complaint that we just filed the other day, where I looked at it and I was like, I took my complaint and I said, okay, I want to get this done fast. I need to hit this thing like, bam, go in, lightning strike, blitzkrieg, whatever you want to use. I look at my complaint and say, okay, if I was a defense attorney and I wanted to waste these people's time and I wanted to push them around and make them spend more money and more time prosecuting their case than they need to, what would I do? And I took my complaint. So I literally, it's like playing chess and you turn the board around. Okay, what am I doing now? What am I doing now? What am I doing now? Right? And I said, what would I do if I was on the other side of this? And I went through and I was able to make some changes so that we're like laser focused. That if we want to get it to right where we want, if we want to push this thing to get to trial as fast as possible, how do I eliminate their ability to throw gum in my works? And, that's exactly what it was, so interesting putting on the other side of the hat where I'm the plaintiff instead of the defendant. And these are a lot of the skills that we're bringing back to the other areas of law that we practice. We're doing a lot of corporate law. We're doing a lot of shareholder disputes. We're doing a lot of business litigation. And honestly, I'll tell you, depending on what side of it I'm on, either I'm throwing gum in the works or I'm moving forward with a knife. I had an attorney in another case that the judge was only able to give us a 2-hour trial in the period he wanted it. And I was like, hey, man. I'm like,
they can do that? Tell you how long the trial's going to be?
Oh, they always do. They say, well, how long, we requested half a day. The judge said, I don't have half a day. I'll give you 2 hours on such and such a date. And I turn to my other attorney and I say, you're not even going to finish presenting your case in 2 hours. I'm not going to let you do that. And look, if that forces a good settlement, it forces a good settlement.
So you make it work to your advantage.
You got to take any situation and make it work to your advantage. It really, I go in with a warrior's philosophy, and you have to use whatever environment you're given to the best advantage you can. And sometimes you got nothing, and you've got to pick up dirt and throw it in the other guy's eyes. You do. Other times you come in with a position of strength, and you use that. It's a matter of what you get. And I get really philosophical, especially this type of thing.
We're going to go to break first. And we come back, you got another new portion of your business that you're doing that I can't wait to talk about. We're here with Gil Bilu of Bilu and Bilu. We're going to go to break. When we come back, I can't wait for everybody to hear of this new business you're doing now.
Business.
We'll be right back.
At the law firm of Bilu and Bilu, we can help you if you are facing foreclosure. Don't lose your home due to foreclosures by the bank or mortgage company. Call the law offices of Bilu and Bilu at 954-596-0669. You have rights and we can help you exercise them. At Bilu and Bilu, your first consultation is always free. If your home is underwater or you are behind on your mortgage and you're confused about what to do, we can help. Call our office today, 954-596-0669 or 1-877-BILU-LAW. That's 1-877-BILU-LAW. At Bilu and Bilu, our lawyers have more than 20 years combined experience in real estate law. The banks have lawyers, and so should you. The lawyers at Bilu and Bilu can help you modify your loan or apply for a short sale while they defend your case in court. Contact the lawyers at Bilu and Bilu today so you can sleep easy tonight. Your home is your castle. Trust the professionals at Bilu and Bilu to defend it for you. The law office of Bilu and Bilu handles foreclosure defense in Broward and Palm Beach and all 67 Florida counties. Call the law offices of Bilu and Bilu today at 954-596-0669 or visit us on the web at bilulaw.com. That's BILULAW.com.
But we're back, and we're going to talk about that because I want people to know.
Absolutely.
Listen, there are a lot of lawyers down here. Now, my friend over here will say there's a lot of good lawyers down here. I don't necessarily agree with that, but you know what? I like the lawyer that I can trust. He's not going to take me to the bank. And that's what I love about your firm, that I trust you guys. So you're doing some new things now,
We're doing all
Bilu
sorts
and
of new
Bilu.
things. Well, it's not just Bilu and Bilu. So now we've partnered up with the Berman Law Firm in Boca Raton and formed the Florida Trial Group.
What's the name of the firm?
We've partnered up with the Berman Law Group.
I know them.
Yeah, the guys with the crash test dummy commercials.
Yeah.
Great guys. Russell and Ted, I love them.
Berman, I think it. Yes.
They're awesome. Lovely guys, man. Just real trustworthy, real menschas, right? So we're now working with them because they have a lot of practice areas we don't cover, and we have practice areas that they don't cover. And we said, hey, this is a great opportunity. And so, we're now taking in personal injury. We're taking in family law. We're taking in
Criminal? You doing
criminal law.
criminal?
We're doing criminal law. Look, I think we should be standing outside a outside holiday parties with breath mints with our name on them. It's a free marketing tip for anybody else doing criminal law too, right? Well, great, especially I don't want to say it, at any of the bar parties, but let's just.
What other areas are you going to get into?
Estate planning.
Estate
Estate planning is a big one. Personal injury is a great one. So if you got something, give us a call, 954-596-0669.
And then now, how's this going to go along with the concierge?
Okay, so now, right, on top of that, right, we've got a lot of business clients, and we've got a lot of clients that went through a foreclosure or went through a near foreclosure or we did a short sale for that have gotten their lives back together, and we were instrumental in helping them do that. And now they're like, well, who can I trust? Who can I work with? What can I do, right? So they come back to us and say, hey, I'm starting a business, and I need a little advice. I say, look, come sit down with me. Tell me about your business. Who are your key players? Hopefully, we maybe even gotten past the point of starting a business. I was running a landscaping company out of my living room, and now I'm ready to move into an office and, a warehouse and hold my equipment, and maybe I've got a partner, whatever it is, right? And I need someone to act as my in-house counsel. Well, that's where we come in. We're my house counsel, right? We're your in-house counsel, but we're not in your house. We're not in the outhouse. I was going to call us outhouse counsel, but that's just,
not you guys.
That's just crappy.
Outhouse, no. Yeah, it's crappy.
I don't know if the FTC is going to give you trouble for that. But yeah, we're my house counsel. We want to get to know you. We want to get to know your business. And that's like the opening session, right? We're going to sit down with you. We're going to give you a good hour and a half of our time. I want to know your business. I want to know your concerns. I want to know who your key players are. I want to know what's going on. I want to understand your business. Now that I know your business, I can kind of sit down with you in detail and say, okay, what are the legal needs that you're going to have? Are you going to need, 5 collection letters a month? Are you going to need me to follow up on your liens if you're a construction company? Are you going to need me to review employment contracts, vendor contracts? Are you going to need me to take a look at leases? What is it that you need me to do? And what we can do, depending on how regular the business is like we can set you up on a flat concierge program. You pay me X amount of dollars per month, and that's going
it's like
to
having an in-house counsel.
It is. That's why we call it my house counsel,
Affordable.
Right? Because we are your house counsel, but you're not paying me, what you would pay your in-house counsel. You're not paying me 6 figures a year to sit in an office and say, okay, this has got to go to litigation. Now we have to hire another law firm.
Right.
Also get you a discount on your litigation. And what we'll do is one of two things. So we'll work out a monthly fee arrangement where you've got a set fee, like you pay your CPA every month, your bookkeeper every month, right? And that'll get you a certain number of services, reviewing, this many leases, writing this many letters, whatever it is. It gets you the turnaround that you're looking for. It gets us to work, gets us motivated to keep you happy. And if there's something that's not covered by our agreement, you're going to get a discount on the litigation. So let's say or whatever the service is, even if it's not litigation, it's going to get you a discount on that. It works almost like a legal insurance plan. And basically, there are things that are covered under your insurance, and then you've got co-pays for outpatient, inpatient, et cetera. Same type of thing. Or we might sit down with you and you say, look, I'm going to need, I don't need it every month, but I have my hot times of the year that I'm going to need X, Y, and Z done. And we say, okay, we're going to work out a flat fee for doing your collection letters this time of year, or whenever it is, every 3 months, every 4 months, or reviewing your contracts, or taking a look at, whatever it is that you need looked at. This is, it's really hard to say. Because every business, it's like every business is like a child in an elementary or middle school in Boca. They're all special little snowflakes.
But then there's so many people start up businesses now that all of a sudden they grow and they take all of a sudden you've got to. Right. It's a business now,
and we don't want you to have unmanageable growth. So that if you're in the process of growing, we've had clients that we do this with. Again, we've kind of beta tested the program, and now we're really trying to roll it out on a much bigger scale. That have just been like, hey, okay, they hired us to open up their company, their LLC, their corporation, get them a tax ID number. They're like, okay, now what do I need to do? They're like, well, you need to talk to your accountant about doing this. You need to set up payroll. You need to get workers' compensation insurance. We need to help you apply for licensing. Whatever it is. We're there certainly to help you out with it. And especially with now bringing in a whole new set of skills into our shed. If there's something else that you need, we can bring you in. We can point you to the right person to do it. Whether it's somebody I've known for years, whether it's somebody I've just been working with, or a member of a lot of different organizations. We have a wide range of contacts all over Florida, from partners at the biggest firms to other solar practitioners to CPAs at big firms, CPAs at small firms, payroll guys, marketing people. You name it. We've got somebody doing everything. If you're going to grow your business, we're going to be there to be your friend, to be your partner. I want to see you succeed, because if you succeed, you're going to need me more.
And don't try to do this yourself.
No.
There's always new laws coming up. Yeah. You were telling me about with real estate, there's a lot of new laws that you are actually teaching the realtors.
Absolutely. So we've been going in and there's a whole new, if you did a closing in the last 3 years, you're not going to recognize a closing you do next year. They've changed it. It's gotten to the point that there are other attorneys that are just like, you know what, I'm out of the closing game. I'm not doing it unless it's a cash or commercial deal. And I love my cash and commercial deals, don't get me wrong. But if those attorneys want to send me their residential deals, I'm happy to close them. We've got this down. We sit down with the mortgage brokers. We sit down with the realtors, and we say, hey, this is the new form. This is how it works. We'll explain how it works. And these are the pitfalls. These are the timelines. These are the things you need to do to make sure you don't run afoul of the new rules, to make sure that you get your closing on time, so that Mr. Mortgage Broker or Mrs. Mortgage Broker, you get your brokerage fee. Mr. Realtor, Mrs. Realtor, you get your commission, because there's nothing worse than putting work into a file and then not getting paid. And I've seen mortgage brokers, because they didn't know how to disclose fees, have to take money out of their own pockets at these closings, these first couple closings under the new rules, and actually got no money, even though they worked for 6 weeks, because they didn't know what they were doing.
We got to give your phone number out.
I was just thinking that.
And your great website.
We're at 954-596-0669. Give us a call for a free consultation. Check us out on the web, www.bilulaw.com. That's BILULAW.com. Check us out on Facebook. You can search for Bilu Law. Follow me on Twitter. I promise you I'm a hoot at GBilu. It's not just law, it's also Star Wars.
What the hell is that? You're going to be on a show Monday, aren't you?
I'm going to be calling in your show
what
Monday.
Time?
Looking forward to it. 8:15?
8:15.
8:15. You're getting me bright and early, right as that first cup of coffee is kicking in.
12:30. But hey, listen, again, one more time, just give me your number real fast.
954-596-0669.
And you'll be back with us on the 18th. Next month,
18th of February, after that Valentine's Day fight, you can give us a call when it's time to get a divorce.
Hey, thanks for listening today. Peace and love, everybody. We'll see you next Thursday at 5 o'clock. Take care.
All right. Thanks a lot, Steve. Happy New Year.
Thanks for tuning in today to the Ask the Experts show with Steve-O and Rene. Tune in every Friday from 4 to 5 p.m. while some of the top local experts in their field from Broward and Palm Beach counties educate you in the areas of law, health, financial, and home improvement. You can also call our offices at 888-574-6999 to become an expert on our show. The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were